quiet in my shop this morning. How's it going, YouTubers? So I've been asked by a couple different people how I go about cleaning my parts washer, and I figured I'd go ahead and show that today. I'm finally getting around to doing it. It's been a while. It definitely needs to be done. So some of you might remember I did a video before on my custom Harbor Freight part washer. Let me show you. So I had this table made for me specifically for this reason. We tore apart a Harbor Freight's parts washer, dropped it in there, wired it up, and then I plumbed it up as well. On my first video I did show that I explained that I used to have a oil filter plumbed into it, but that did absolutely no good at all. It would clog up rather frequently and was a complete waste of money. I showed you guys I had another idea on a filter that worked really well, and since that video I've also upgraded my filter, and since then, and then today I'm going to upgrade it one more time because I think I got an even better idea for it. It works really well now and it filters it out good, but I think this extra step is going to make it really good. But this is my Harbor Freight's parts washer just seriously upgraded. So let me get it cleared up a little bit under here, and I'll go through the process of getting this cleaned out for you guys and give you a couple tips and stuff like that, and we'll see how it goes. So as some of you know, I run Purple Power full force through my parts washer, and it does great for everything that I need to do. I don't use my parts washer all that much, maybe not as much as some people do, but like I said, Purple Power works great for me. Let me show you what I do. You're gonna want a bucket for sure, and I'll just set my hose in here and drain all the fluid into this till it empties out. You can see it's definitely pretty dark, which is normal with Purple Power. I like to go off of feel. If I can still feel that it's pretty soapy, then I know that it's still got some kick to it. But this one's getting kind of wore out. You can definitely tell it's not as smooth as it should be, I guess is the way to say it. But I'm going to empty all this out into this bucket, and I will dispose of that properly, and then we'll get into everything else here. Now also, the way that I have this set up, I only run about, I'd say maybe 3 gallons of Purple Power at a time. Sometimes it gets a little low and I have to top it off because it evaporates, of course, but yeah, usually probably about 3 gallons is what I run through here, the way it's set up. And you can see right now I don't even have 3 gallons going through it. It's already getting to the bottom of it. It's all sudsing up, but yeah, there's only about a gallon and a half in there maybe. Alright, so while all the suds are going through, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. I don't want to ruin my pump, of course, but we'll let that all drain back through. I need to get a new hose. This is getting kind of old and stiff, but anyway, we'll dispose of this properly. Alright, now let me show you how I have the plumbing and wiring set up. So I use a Purple Power 5-gallon bucket, and I cut a notch in the lid here, put some tape over it after I got everything lined up so I could kind of take away a little bit of the amount of air that goes in there, kind of keep some of the evaporation from happening. But anyway, that's my wiring and the main hose that brings it up to the washer from the pump. The pump sits inside here. I have it sitting on an old piston, so it sits up a couple inches off of the bottom just to avoid any you get sludge on the bottom. No matter how much you filter this out, you're going to get sludge on the bottom, so I try to avoid my pump from picking that up. And then I just used a radiator hose for my drain, and we'll get this opened up. This is my filter concoction. I'll show you that in a minute. So in my last video I just had a painter's mesh, which is this, that I used to put over it, and it would just drain into that, which actually caught quite a bit of the stuff. But since then, I kind of upgraded it a little bit because I wanted to catch just a little bit more if I could. So what I ended up doing is building kind of a, I use steel wool inside here, and that catches so much more of the gunk. Like, this is filled up with the gunk, you can't even see the steel wool anymore. But that caught so much stuff, and I have a new idea today that I'm gonna try out, so I'll show you that in just a few. Alright, so once I get my little filter out of there, I'll go ahead and take this off. And it gets pretty nasty in here, but we'll go ahead. I like to set my pump. I need some new ones, I think. Oh, I forgot. I have this zip tied right here, so I need to cut that real quick. The reason for this zip tie is purely just to hold everything together here. So cut the zip tie, and I just used a Dremel to make the two little holes there for it. Hang on, I'm dripping from my hose, so I want to put something under that. Okay, I just put a bucket under. Alright, so I like to keep something like this that I can put my pump in, because I'm going to clean out my pump. It gets sludged up too, so I use parts cleaner to clean it up. I'll just kind of rest that in there for now. And then this is what you want to properly dispose of. And this is why I put my pump up a little bit. So like I said, I've got a little piece that my pump sits on down here. Actually, I used to have a little piston in here, but I lowered it down a little bit. So I use this little piece as what my pump sits on. This is an old exhaust gasket. And I set my pump on top of that, so it's not picking up all the thick stuff that's down in there on the bottom. But you can see how well that filter does. I mean, that's all that's in there, so that's really not that bad at all. Make sure you guys dispose of that stuff properly. I have oil waste. If you don't, maybe take it to AutoZone or something and dump it in their oil waste. But now I'm gonna clean up the pump. I just use some parts cleaner. And I'll just clean it up real good. It usually doesn't take much. It comes off pretty easily. See, it really doesn't take all that much. Sometimes it's a little hard to turn it around. Alright, that should do the trick. I'll clean up my bucket one more time. Okay. Your bucket doesn't have to be perfectly clean, of course. Obviously, you're catching more dirt, so just remember where you've got your little holes at. So I'm going to set this there for a minute, and then I'm going to put this little spacer down there. And that's going to sit on top of that spacer, so that sits it up. It's roughly about 2 inches off the bottom. I'll show you in just a second here. So you can see that sits roughly about 2 inches off the bottom down here. Alright, and then I'll just zip tie these back up. Again, I just used a Dremel to cut these holes, and it's probably not really necessary. I just like to kind of use them to help stabilize the pump down on the bottom. That way the pump doesn't move. And that way, once I get that set into place, that pump's not gonna move. And then let me show you what I have for an idea for my new filter. So I'm still using the painter's mesh, and what I'll do is I'll cut it to make a pocket out of it, so I can bring it up through my hole here, and it'll hang like that basically. So everything that goes through the hole is going to go through this pocket first. But what I was doing at first was doing some steel wool inside here to catch a lot of the stuff. But I had a new idea. I've got these that I put in my oil pans so they protect from splashing. You can see how pretty thick they are. So I was thinking I'll cut one up and I'll just kind of line the bottom with this rather than using steel wool. And this is going to catch so much more than steel wool, I think. So I'm going to give this a try. I'll get this cut up and kind of organized in here, and I'll show you how I do it. So basically what I've done, I've just cut that into a couple pieces and saved plenty so I can make another one. But when I go and put this into the hole, I'm going to make basically a little pocket with this. And when I stick my hose inside there into the hole in the lid, it's going to go right into that little pocket. So what I'll do, I cut the top of this painter's mesh too, just so I can make it shorter. So I just kind of do like that, and then I'll work this stuff around in here to make a little pocket like. And then we're going to drop that in here, and then I'll pull the top over. So you see that that'll kind of stay there once the hose is in there. But you want to stick your finger down in there and just kind of make sure that you got a little pocket area there. Take your hose, if you have it set up this way, just get that down in there, and that all holds itself together. And now I'll just lift this up real quick, make sure I'm good aim down there. I think I'll bring this up some more. That should do the trick there. Now let me get that water cleaned up in the back. I mean, it's not like rocket science or anything. You really just want to catch the gunk that goes in there. And then I'm going to wipe this out a little bit before I start dumping my fluid in. But you could put the fluid right in the bucket, of course. I normally just dump it into here and let it drain into the bucket. But yeah, well, I'll show you that in a sec. Normally I would clean my bin up before I clean the bottom part up. But for some reason today I didn't. So I got all the majority of it out of there. I'll clean the rest of it up later. But I'm only going to dump about half of this in there for now. So that's roughly about half of it. And that should be enough to get my pump circulating. I'll let that drain down in there. And then I'll circulate the pump. And I'll clean up my bin, which I should have cleaned up the bin before I clean the fluid. Of course, that makes more sense. But sometimes you don't think of things until afterwards. So I'm gonna let that drain in, then we'll fire up the pump, see how it does. Pretty much all in there except for the suds. Let's get the pump on. Let's see if it kicks up yet. Here it comes. Good flow. Ooh, that's nice and smooth like it should be. Yeah. Got some cleaning powder back. Awesome. That's pretty much it. At that point, well, I'll clean out my bin now, but which I should have done before I cleaned my bucket. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions on this stuff, let me know. I'll be happy to show you what I can. But that's how I do do mine. And literally, if I'm not videoing, I can have this done in about 10 or 15 minutes. Really doesn't take that long at all. Hope that helps you guys, for those that had the questions and those that didn't. Just real quick, I think that new filter idea is going to do a really good job. You can see I cleaned a lot of gunk out of here, and my fluid's still running purple. So I think that filter is going to do really, really good. I think that's a good idea.